Today is January 24th, 2023. Yesterday, the 23rd, I was out at my client's on Turquoise Street. I went out to my car and got Kansas soda and different items out of my car. Uh, I could see the cars driving by. See if they're out there yelling something. Michelle was out there. I heard what they said about us in the store. I've made enough money out of this. Have all you? I don't care if they help her. I was so mad. Later on, I went out there. There was a woman screaming at her. I found out what's going on. You leave her alone. Okay. Michelle made enough money out of this. They wouldn't care if someone helped me. Michelle made enough money out of this. She didn't care if they helped me. Michelle made enough money out of this. She wouldn't care if they helped me. I want you to think about this. The agent's daughter made enough money out of this, her and her friends. They wouldn't care if they helped me now. The agent that was supposed to protect me, his daughter that was dating my husband, made enough money out of terrorizing me, raping me, drugging me. Her and her drug friends that helped out wouldn't care if they helped me now. I want you to chew on that for about 5 minutes because that's who's been doing this. That's who's been doing this. Absolutely. He went to Paymer to set up this hate crime, give him the login that he was going to set up, that he was going to steal the money, and then let them follow me and terrorize me. And his drug friends. Do you realize I was thinking the comment, Will made it up to me today. I went out with Will today. Little tiny faces. Sick they raped her. What was he making up to him for? And then the comment, sick they raped her. Made it up to him that he showed him the rape and torture? Or did he drug him and molest him too? Because these people are into pornography, serial raping, drugging people, and embezzling money, and showing pornography online. They rape those babies? They're serial rapists. I want you to think of that. Think about what they're doing. Why would these people be involved besides calling the cops? And other law enforcement agencies to get down here and arrest that rogue agent out of his area? For his daughter and their drug friends. Why? I want you to think about that. Why would anybody involve themselves? I went to Dollar General yesterday in Louisville, went to leave. And I said, can I vent to you for a moment? And she said, well, yeah. So I start talking about how, Dave had hurt me and they kicked in my door and I was almost passing out and the neighbor had to help me mow the lawn and found out they were stalking me, photoshopping showers. He said, that's illegal. They can't watch you. No, they can't. It's the Fourth Amendment, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay. And then, how they were date rape drugging me. That's illegal. And I almost passed out. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And then, her dad, her claiming, in Faith Family Church in front of people, they were doing it to me. And she was watching me on the toilet. She's like, that's illegal. And I said that they, everything from drugging me up and da 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 da. And I told her how they stabbed to death an animal in the trash can. See, I know my ex, okay? There was a great big possum in our trash. And I'm like, I'm afraid to knock it over. There's a great big animal in there. And he's like, fine, I'll kick it over when I leave. Okay? Well, I found it stabbed to death in my walking path. Stabbed to death. Dave would have kicked it over and been up on the top part of where the hill, there's not a hill, but the ground's higher, or he'd been in the back of his truck. So when he kicked it over, it could have just scurried away. He would not stab it to death. And he sure wouldn't put it in somebody's walking path where they walk on the road. And that thing had been stabbed to death like 5, 6 times. And he sure wouldn't throw it on the road where it walked. And that girl's like, I told her that. She's like, you be safe. And she's crazy. That girl's crazy and she needs locked up. And I'm glad you're smart enough to realize they can't do any of this. They can't be in your home watching you, and they can't drug you up. And I said the photoshopping, I said it's horrible. And they, I said she's crazy. She's like she is, and they need locked up. Well, I went up to Dollar General yesterday. Some lady walked in. I found out some of the stuff going on, and they can't do any of this. No, they can't. It's been people's low IQs. This is a big scam that was set up by that agent because he was the one for it's our family watching or doing this. It's for my daughter, her husband dates, da 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 da. They were the ones. Yeah, he runs it like a serial killer. You got to figure out who he is. My dad's FBI. He works the case I date Dave. She came right out and said it. They called her Michelle, Auntie Shell, young blonde girl, Faith Family Church. Admitted to see me on the toilet. Admitted she had me raped. Okay? She could have anybody raped. They're serial rapists. They're druggers. She had me beat and tortured. She can do it to anybody. She thinks she's some kind of mafia goddess. And she's an agent's daughter. Okay? Her and her drug friends. They're into child molesting. They are... Will made it up to me today. Why would Will make it up to you? Will bought me a cell phone. He made it up to me. Sick they raped her. He showed little 5-year-old girls a real violent rape and torture of grown men beating and sexually assaulting a woman. And then so-called made it up to them because he got a high off of it. He's into date rape drugs. Likes to date rape drug women, Photoshop scenes. He likes to also show it to babies. It's caused hate crime, steal, embezzle money from the government. I need to stop. But he made it up to them. He raped them, didn't he? Because why would you make it up? I never understood that comment. Those children that seen that rape and torture need counseling. They need counseling. They need, because will they ever have a healthy relationship? Will they be afraid men will break in and beat them and smother them and torture them and drug them if they let them touch them? Will they be able to have a healthy relationship, or will they be afraid of men all their lives? Will they be afraid of law enforcement? If they ask them for help, they'll hurt them. See, those little kids, and even my one client's church on Hills and Dales had it. St. Mary's had it. Trinity Gospel has it. My one grandson, Daniel, his teacher was outside a gas station. It's funny, everybody knows what's going on but her family. They have showed this to all kinds of minor children in this area. They need counseling. They need counseling. See, where these people think it's funny, showing rapes to babies to show them how bad they are. Those babies' minds aren't developed enough to process it, that it's vile and it's wrong. They're just like, it's sick. They shouldn't even know the word rape. My 5-year-old would have never known what the word rape was. Dear God. That'd be like my 4-year-old granddaughter knowing it. She's 4.5. She'd look at you and say, what's rape? Why would they know? They're babies. I was over there and she went to run for the fast bathroom pee and it's funny, they strip as they're running for the bathroom. My boys used to do that. And Dixie's yelling at her, girl, you better not be doing that in preschool. I looked at her, I said, she is. She said, and my kids used to do that and then come back out and say, dress me. It's like, fine, come here. At least they didn't pee their pants. You know what I mean? They're babies. They're fairly toilet trained. And they're showing them sex acts they don't even know about sex. They don't know about their bodies, but they pee and poo. See what I mean? They wouldn't understand that those people were trying to hurt my mind, heart, and soul on every limit that they could and try to destroy my mind, heart, and soul by doing that violent act. That it would devastate me and then show it to everyone because they're mentally sick. And then to show it to babies. That don't understand it. He took them out and showed it to them. The word made it up to them. Okay. What did he make up to? Showing them the rape and him getting a high, or did he date, rape, drug them too with amnesia drugs and rape them? And then he made it up. See, the children, like the teenage boys across from my client on Turquoise Street, we all know they raped her and that was wrong. It's a federal crime, buddy. And for them to show it to little girls, it is child molesting. These people are child molesters that everybody's helping out. They are into drugs. It is the agent's drug friends, his daughter, Michelle, and his son, Alex, and Bill from the Freemason. Do you want to know who else? What other names were left? Now, Eric's already confessed all their tapes before that were drugged and photoshopped. Or him, November 1822 in Walmart 62 by the hair salon. Camera above him and camera in the hair salon. They already got his confession. High as a kite. Okay. Ha ha ha. Yeah, jackass. Where they were stalking me and photoshopping scenes. Illegally. Now, illegally. I want you to think about this. Illegally. Okay? That agent can't break in people's homes and stalk them. Him and his dirty drug friends. Okay? So, yeah. And that Alex admitted to be part of that kidnapping and assault inside my home on 12/21/18, and that he was the one holding me down while they were assaulting me. Him and his friends. And he's the one that left Dave the comb on Dave's dresser while I was kidnapped on my home, or kidnapped in my home, at the refrigerator that he had put me in my bed, and I was undressed, almost undressed, and he was part of the ones holding me down, assaulting me. The agent's son, Alex, Michelle's brother, confessed January 4th to 19 in Bob Evans in front of people. My phone's tapped. You should have a confession of his tape of him that he was part of that assault. There's actually a video of it. These people will break in your home and kidnap you and physically. Then they made up that weird thing about the chip. Then had people walk by and had their phones ding and all this other crazy stuff. You know, and I'm like, what the hell? Is the FBI lost their minds or what? They even told Dr. Alan Atinas on March 13, 21 that. They made up that scenario where they just sexually assaulted me and beat me. And bashed. I actually have a dent in the back of my head. A dent in the back of my head. I found out why their phones ding and officers, my phone's tapped. The case comes up. So when they walk by, they say my name and my address. My phone's tapped. They just made up that weird, crazy scenario for something to do. And then even played with the doctor. See, they've been running scam after scam. There was a guy named Craig that was calling up business owners. Her real husband's a real asshole. He did what to her? Yeah, I'll help pay for security so people drive around keeping her safe. Some guy named Craig was scamming business owners. There's a Steve, Eric, Chris, Mark, and a Craig in it with Bill, and that Alex, and Michelle. Okay? Do you want names? I told you that blonde girl where I was talking to that one guy that was drilling me. And he wanted information from somebody for, like, he was like almost a cop. Well, by the way, he quit texting me. Yeah. I already told him I don't approve of violence, nor would I ever be part of it, nor would I ever condone anything. Like, even the Canton police said she doesn't have it in her to hurt someone. I do want them to go to jail for it, what they did to me. But that's it. But he drove me till I was stuttering. I cried all night long, cried the next day, and even cried the next day. He drove me on everything to the point I was stuttering. He said, Kieran, when you look at you, you have so much hurt in you. It comes out. You can see it. I've been tortured. I've been publicly humiliated. I've been raped. And I was made fun of. I was drugged the hell out of. Do you not think I have pain? They showed it to babies. Hurt their little minds and heart. They need counseling. Will they be able to have a good relationship with a man when they grow up? Will they be afraid that some man in their life will bring their friends in and smother them and beat them and punch them, including in their private area? Huh? Will they be afraid of letting a man love them? That they will hurt them? Will they be afraid of the law? That the police and agents would hurt them like that? Or allow them to get hurt that way if they ask them for help? Will they be afraid of it? See, these babies need counseling. These teenage boys, they need counseling. Like they said, we all know that was wrong, them raping her. They seen a violent rape on a woman, and nobody came helped her, and she was supposed to be in police protective custody. Huh? They need counseling that, yeah, the police are supposed to protect you and when you're in home protective custody. This was a big mistake, and we're going to learn from it. Encourage the children that the officers are going to be there for people. They're not going to let a bunch of drug addicts drug the hell out of you in protective custody and beat the hell out of you and publicly humiliate you. See, Will was up there at Pamers to set it up. Do you know how many people in Pamers were following me? A lot. Including Pam and Jack. A lot. I went clear up to Hudson to get a job at a title loan. They were all up there, swarming it. It was horrible. They said at one point they did try to fix them up with Savannah. You know, one thing that guy said that I ate dinner with, he said he probably did have a young blonde girl or a young girlfriend before this started. He was going to kill you so that he wouldn't have to pay you alimony. I showed him the picture of Katie that he was supposed to be dating her, and she's huge. He said, there's nothing to want there. I started laughing. He said, no, I'm serious. I said, well, she owns a dairy farm. He was probably going to just retire. He said, oh, he was going to do more retire. He was going to marry her and probably do her in too. Him and that other young young girlfriend he had. They were coming up with this. Get rid of you, marry her as a, pretense, and then kill her off so he could have the dairy farm. And I showed him a picture of Kathy. I said, here he's dating this young blonde girl that's an agent's daughter. They're doing Bonnie and Clyde. And he goes to marry her, Kathy. He said, that's just as bad, if not worse. And he said, rah, 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 rah. He said he was going to do something with her too. He said, were they just going to go on a killing spree? I think so. And then it got stopped because this thing blew up, where that agent sold it and people were terrorizing me. They didn't go after anybody else. I thought of that young blonde girl. Dave took me to a restaurant we never went to. I don't know why we don't even want to go there. Okay? That we go to sit in a booth. There's an older couple. Okay? Sitting behind me. A young blonde girl walks by, looks at him like this. Look up, and she's giving us a death stare. Sits behind me. I'm like, Dave, do you know her? He said, no, I've never seen her before. He said, I don't know what her problem is. And we go to, she rams the back of my booth. I'm like, what on earth? I lean forward. She does it a couple times, so I have to sit by Dave. The older couple sitting there now, they could be old parents or young grandparents. They're old compared to her, okay? Old enough to be grandparents. And does he think it's funny bringing her here? And they're sitting there talking like they know Dave. And I said, Dave, they sort of know you. He said, Karen, I don't know those people. And come over here and sit by me. And you could hear him rambling, okay? Well, I had got Lincoln. He's a little cotton terrier. He was 7 pounds. And I carried him around like a baby. Like right here on my chest, he would like curl up. And when I first got him, he was very, very shy. And he would go like this and he'd look off. And I had a little leash on him, but I was cuddling him like a baby. I had to go get him some shots and a puppy shots at PetSmart. I never even thought about it. That couple was in there that day. He was walking around telling everybody I beat Lincoln. Perry Township took care of him, as if she cuddles that puppy like a baby, and that puppy's loving her like it's his mama. It's cuddling right into her. She don't beat that dog. That dog wouldn't cuddle her. And they put him in his place. Him and his wife were running around lying on me in Perry Township before we moved out. Okay? So then I got to thinking, that girl, I seen her. I seen her in Walmart. She walked by me and said something. Dear God, I seen her parents. They were part of this. From what before it started. He brought one of his girlfriends along in the shed. From right before I started getting this, almost killed. Where Dave was going to work early. My car was getting scratched up. We went to a restaurant. And there she was. The one giving me the look, the whole parents. The whole parents were helping out. She walked by me at Walmart. They tried to pull shit out, and I couldn't figure out. I thought, who are you? It didn't even make sense because I wasn't even thinking because I was dealing with Lincoln. Then I got to thinking, girlfriend before. Girl gave him a death look. People act like they knew him. Getting smart about stuff. Where else did I see him? Where else did I see him? Oh my God, they were the ones in PetSmart. Lying on me and people put him in their place. Oh my God, I seen her by Wood Forest. Oh my God, I seen her parents in store saying stuff. They helped out them. They were gold digging. They wanted my house, my rings, my everything. That's why these people helped out. And then Michelle, the agent out of the area, the agent out of the area, his daughter Michelle, they took the kill money and then started this hate crime and then sold it. My client was watching Naked and Afraid, Unafraid or something like that on TV, and they're walking around taping all these people. He ran it like a reality show where nobody should know I'm an informant. He sold it for $25 a pop, made millions. They talked about it in November in Walmart of 18. Will found another way to make money off the case. He's going to sell it for $25 a pop. They made millions. They showed up in beat up cars and left in $80,000 trucks and Hummers and Vets. Then had his drug dealing friends that he owed money to because they're into heavy drugs. That's where the amnesia drugs are coming into play. Nobody drugs anybody. Ran this big drug scam down here. Terrorized me on every level and made millions. Put me in the witness protection program and sold that money too, and people were making fun of me because he's a thief, a sexual predator. It was them in my house because the third day Dave met him in the store. They agreed to help kill me because they were in debt. Kicked in my door by the 6th day. Started stalking me, date rape drugging me, terrorizing me. Under drugs, waking up with huge bruises because they're sick and mental. Sick and very mental. And that's a federal crime. It's attempted murder and kidnapping and stalking. And then scare me where Dave was trying to kill me for that other girl. Mm-hmm. That other girl. They said that Savannah was involved. They were trying gold digging for that one too. That's where Delano Eddy or that other guy in Pamers. You think it's funny. He thinks you think you're funny dating all those women. You think you're better than her. Walk off and come back. What's going on? You don't know. Yeah, he was. Just cheating on me like crazy. He's wanting his freedom. That's why he's going to kill me. And these horrible women were going to help out. Well, they find that agent in debt. Him and his daughter, their drug friends, decided to help terrorize me and come up with a scam to scare me into calling the FBI so I could grab the witness protection program. He went up there and sold it to Pamers and other churches so they could follow me terrorizing me. And while he can run it like a reality show and make millions, he's very sick, and so is his daughter. And that they can have anybody raped, anybody tortured, and they showed it to babies and to teenagers. I'm an FBI informant. For me, my testimony in the case, he can't put restrictions if you tell someone no economic. He can't put a gag order on you. He can't tell anybody they can't help you. Failure to protect is abuse and misconduct. You lose your badge. He can't bully somebody into saying you're lying or I'll put you in jail, and knowing that because he was the one that had been drugging me up, that I wouldn't process fast enough to hang up, and do what I'm told. See what I mean? This is his big drug scam. They said they made the mafia mad. They've been saying it for a year. Ever since Oakland apartment, my one client had anger issue. They were down there. They were talking about Strange, them selling the case, that all the tapes before were them and not me, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. They were talking some mafia lord was bad, or mob lord. The mafia was mad. I thought, why would they be mad? It's because it's a drug scam in their area. Bunch of low-life drug dealers from around the country came together and helped him that he owed money to. That's why. And it's their turf. I thought I have nothing to do with the mafia. What are you talking about? Another scam? And then that's where I went out to eat with that one guy. And he's like, you don't understand. For all those people that were breaking in and drugging you, they were drug dealers. He said, you do realize that, right? He said, and he owed them money, or they wouldn't show their face in public. And they were, to make sure that they got paid, they were willing to hurt you in front of people. And he said, how much they steal from the case? I said, $300,000. I didn't tell him they sold a login and made millions. He said, that's actually a drug deal. A drug shipment. A whole drug shipment. That's why they did it. So they'd have money to buy that whole drug shipment. I thought, well, that, and they bought themselves $80,000 trucks, AdWords, and everything else on the login. That Michelle out there screaming she made enough money off this? They shouldn't have made a dime off of this. Do you realize that? She made a dime off of terrorizing the wife, drugging her up, almost having her murdered, publicly humiliated, raped and tortured, and showed the pornography to children. I think she better go to jail, right? Because she shouldn't be making a dime, or her friends, because that's embezzlement of government funds. Why would she get it? And why? And selling police information and her making money off of it is a federal crime too, and so is it for her dad. See, all these people, like that girl in Dollar General, I'm glad you're smart enough to realize they can't do any of this. No, they can't. You know why they've got away with it? People's low IQs and lack of wanting to do their jobs. Because like they said, it's that one guy from the case stealing every dime for himself since day one. It's Will. He opened that case so he could steal it. His family ran this like a reality show and sold it. Ultimate terrorism on individuals. Huh? And then showed it to babies to hurt their minds and heart, and he was taking them off. The word Will made it up to me today. I didn't understand that. Sick Day raped her. He made him watch her rape. He made it up to him and bought him cell phones. He said to date, rape, drug, and many user drugs. He raped the babies too, didn't he? That's why he bought him a $800 cell phone. Huh. Did he take videos of it and put it on kiddie porn sites? These idiots were letting their kids go out with drug dealers that were making it up to them and buying them large gifts after showing them the rape. That they don't even understand what rape. My little 4.5-year-old granddaughter, if you said rape, she'd say, "What's rape?" They wouldn't know. They don't understand sex. They don't understand sexual predators. They don't understand attacks and violent ones. And that was a torture. I got the hell beat out of me. And assaulted by several. They wouldn't even understand that they were trying to destroy my mind, heart, and soul by doing that. Huh? And terrorize me on every level. And that they're sick demons of hell. They wouldn't even understand why they would terrorize somebody like that. Do you realize all those babies need counseling? And the teenagers that the police are really supposed to protect you while you're in custody at home, that they're supposed to come running, that this was a big mistake. Everybody made mistakes on this case, and that the police won't let you get hurt. You can actually ask for help. You can ask for help from agencies, and they'll protect you. They won't steal your witness protection program money. They won't be the ones terrorizing you and having you raped and drugged and pay off their drug dealers. The friends, they won't do what they did to Karen. This is not how the law works. The witness protection program was not set up for agents with drug problems and their families to victimize the victim in it, to embezzle all the money for their care and then terrorize them at every level, and to show it and to sell the police information, and then to show it to babies and child molest babies by showing them to them. They're not meant, the witness protection program, for agents and their drug friends that are sexual predators, serial rapists, sexual predators against women and children, to terrorize them and make money off of it and say they made enough money off of it, they can now help the victim. People need to realize how sick Michelle and that FBI agent that picked up my case is. He was the one, and they already know it was his daughter that my husband was dating. He was the one doing this. They need to put his dumb ass in jail. And his sick, psychotic family, they are not immune from prosecution. They're loud and they're proud that they did this to me. I can't be their only victim. The witness protection program money, it was not meant for agents to set people up in there, to sell the login to the protected case, have people drug them, rape them, torture them, publicly humiliate them, to make money off them, and then to steal their the money for them to survive on and put it in their friends and their drug addict friends' pockets, and then use it to sexually predate children by showing them the violent rapes and torture, and then take it out and make it up to them and destroy their little minds and hearts. They might not even be able to have, if they don't get counseling, they may not even be able to have a healthy relationship with a man, watching men beat and torture a woman. It's going to hurt their little minds. They may not even be able to have a relationship. They don't understand. They're messing with the future and the minds and the hearts of children that they are destroying. And that they won't be able to trust agents. They won't be able to trust police. They won't be able to trust men. That they hurt people. They need, these poor children that they have made watch this, they need counseling. I'm trying to get people down here to actually help the victims of the agent that called me back and his serial rapist family that are nothing but embezzlers and thieves. Look at them for who they